Hey guys, John Cochran here, and today is System Saturday, and today's where I go ahead and I bring you a system that I use inside of my business that is working well for me. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you not necessarily a system, but it is more of a tool that I go ahead and use in my business. And before you just go ahead and say, yeah, John, get it, I see exactly, Dropbox, we get it, dude. Well, I use Dropbox a lot differently than a lot of people would think, okay? And that's why I wanted to kind of bring it to you on this System Saturday to show you kind of how to think outside of the box with Dropbox a little bit and how I use it inside of my business. And I'm actually going to navigate my Dropbox for you to show you how you could go ahead and set up your Dropbox in your own website as well. So, or in your own business as well. So for everybody that does not know what Dropbox is, it has been a lifesaver for me. So it has literally been a lifesaver for me. And you can think of it as an external hard drive, I guess you would go ahead and say. So it's really cool what you can go ahead and do on Dropbox. Like what you do is you go to Dropbox.com, and you know, it's free up to a certain amount of storage, and that's exactly what it is. In a nutshell, it is storage on the cloud. But the reason that I really like Dropbox is that it really works like a C drive does on a PC, meaning that I could just go ahead and drop and drag things and put it into the Dropbox. So everything is stored into our Dropbox, and I'm going to show you how I will go ahead and I use Dropbox in order to go ahead and do my business virtually and paperless. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I go ahead and do that. I'm in Maui, Hawaii right now. Have been for a while actually. And the cool thing is that, you know, if I did not have Dropbox, I would not really know what's going on in my business. So what I can do here is that when my company and my team, they go ahead and they put files into the Dropbox, then I can go ahead and access them throughout the entire world. Okay, and that's what it really has been able to go ahead and allow us to really work very virtually. So again, guys, Dropbox is nothing but a big server, I guess you go ahead and say, and it's on the cloud, and it can be accessed remotely to where you can go ahead and put stuff into maybe a C drive somewhere on the cloud, I guess you'd go ahead and call it, and you can go ahead and access that throughout the entire world. Cool thing about Dropbox is that it also does have an iPhone app. So I do also have an iPhone, obviously, and you know, what I can do is I can also anything that is inside of this Dropbox, I can actually go through and get on my phone as well, and it syncs immediately. Okay, meaning that if I do a closing in Ohio, which we've done many since I've been in Hawaii, if I want to go ahead and see the HUD settlement statement, my team in Ohio will go ahead and upload it into the Dropbox, and then all I have to do is log into the Dropbox or check it on my phone, and I can see that HUD settlement statement because they upload it to our Dropbox. So it's kind of a neutral, it's a central place to go ahead and put things on a server, I guess you go ahead and say, and it's all up in the cloud. So it's really cool to go ahead and do this. But guys, I've used Dropbox a lot differently than what a lot of people would go ahead and teach you how to go ahead and use Dropbox. So say for instance that I was going to go ahead and share a video with you. Okay, I could do that through Dropbox, and here I am signed up at Dropbox.com, and all I have to do is go ahead and create a folder. So I could put a folder in right here, and then I could go ahead and upload a video inside of that folder, and then I could actually go through here and click the sharing button right here, and I could share that video with you. And you would be the only person that could go ahead and see that. So anybody that, you know, that I don't share it with, they're obviously not going to go ahead and see it, but everybody that I do share it with, then obviously you are going to go ahead and see that. So I mean, it works that way with a lot of files as well. So maybe you have a short sale negotiator that does not live around you. Maybe you're inside of the HUD business and you bought HUD wholesaling off of me, and maybe you went ahead and you have a realtor that is out of state that is doing business for you, and you're doing it virtually. Well, you could go ahead and use the Dropbox and share a folder with that realtor, and then you would be the only person to be able to see it, and then all your files and everything are secure that way. Okay. The cool thing about Dropbox, guys, is that it does make it really that easy for you. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and really, now that you know what Dropbox is kind of just a central place to store stuff. Now I want to go through and I want to show you how you should be setting this up into your business, and how I have set this up into my business to where we are paperless. Everything goes ahead and gets scanned and put right into Dropbox, and I use this as my company server. So it was about 3-4 years ago that I went ahead and I bought an actual server. You know, one of those servers that you can go ahead and get. They actually look like a computer. And I bought a server, and what I did is I could go through and we could put all this stuff onto a server. It looked like a computer, just really stayed in a closet at our office. But the problem that I ran into having a server, was that I could access it remotely. So say I was traveling into Florida or something like that, I could access that server remotely by, you know, going through the internet or whatever, but it was very, very slow. It was very, very slow. And then I started searching for every single thing up under the stars and moon, and I just really started searching for something, because I wanted something to work like a C drive on a computer, but I wanted it to go ahead and be on a cloud like a server. And then you know, obviously I found Dropbox. So now to this day, what we do is we use the Dropbox for an entire server. So you can go to Dropbox.com and you know, go ahead and download this, and then you could go ahead and put the actual you know, icon or whatever on your desktop, and then you can just go through and just open up your Dropbox folder, and then you can just drop and drag stuff right into it, which is why I love the Dropbox. That's why I love it. So here's kind of why I use Dropbox and what makes it so easy. So if I wanted to go ahead and just close down all my stuff right here, and what we do is we open up, we scan all of our documents. Every single one of our documents goes ahead and gets scanned, and if you're kind of wondering what scanner we got to, you know, we don't use an all-in-one scanner or anything like that, printer and all that crap. We actually go ahead and we use what's called a Fujitsu. So you want to go ahead and write that down. It's called a Fujitsu. And it's a really, really kick-ass scanner that works really, really fast. And so what we will go ahead and do is we will scan everything into our scans folder, okay? So we'll scan everything into our scans folder, and then what we will do is we will take it from our scans and literally just drop and drag right straight into our Dropbox. We will drop and drag right straight into our Dropbox, and then every single person in our company can go ahead and see those documents, because the Dropbox remembers in the cloud. So whenever my team in Hawaii, or I'm sorry, whenever my team in Ohio is going ahead and putting stuff into the Dropbox, I can go ahead and see it immediately inside wherever I'm at in the world. Right now, again, I'm in Hawaii. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you kind of how you should be, and I want you to go ahead and take notes on this part of System Saturday, is because I want you to go ahead and take notes on how I've set my Dropbox up so that you can literally just rip it off, duplicate it, so that you know it's very, very organized into your own business. And really, I haven't had to tweak too many things from going ahead and really doing this, because remember, I do use this as my server. Okay, so we back up all of our files. Every single thing gets onto our server, which is Dropbox. So it starts with folders. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 folders right here. And these folders on this home page do not change. So you want to write down every single one of these. So it's cool to go ahead and pause the video right now and write down every single one of these, because I'm going to explain to you what's inside of them. Okay. So you want to have these 12 folders. You want to start it with these 12 folders. And then what you want to do in the folder All Companies is you want to put all of your companies that you own. Okay, so all the companies that you go ahead and own. So here's, you know, all the companies that I own, all the different names of them and whatnot. And then what I have inside of all those files, actually, let me go ahead and get into it. So what I have inside of all those files is stuff like Homebacker's logo, I have our forms, stuff like that is all inside of here. What our yard sign looks like, our tax ID number, everything that has to do with that company goes right inside of that folder. Okay, for All Companies and Homebacker. So anything that, again, that has to do with that company that you own would go right inside of that folder. So Maybe you own one company. Maybe you don't own a company. Maybe you're getting ready to own a company. Maybe you own 100 companies. You would put every single one of those 100 companies inside of that, and then you would go through and go ahead and just stuff every single thing inside of that company folder inside of that with the name of it right inside there. Then you'll also see file cabinet. Okay, file cabinet, this is how, if you come to and visit our office in Ohio, I've done many one-on-ones with people, and they're amazed with, they would expect to see these filing cabinets, they'd expect to see all this stuff, and they don't see it. Well, here's how we go ahead and do this, and it starts with, I named a folder file cabinet. Now, instead of having 6, 7 filing cabinets in our actual office that's going to do nothing but take up space, I'd rather have salespeople there, right? Well, what we do is we have a filing cabinet right inside of this. Now, I want you to think of this folder right here as an actual file cabinet. Think of it as a file cabinet. Now, as soon as you open up this filing cabinet, then you have all these manila folders inside of that, don't you? Then you have all these hanging folders inside of that, and that's exactly what this is. These are hanging folders inside that. So you can see here that maybe I've got my bank accounts in here. Maybe Books A Million would be a folder, a hanging folder in your filing cabinet. So you click on this, and then here you go. Here's probably a receipt of a book that I bought at Books A Million, and it is. That's exactly what it is. So every single thing that we do, we know it. I can access this again. I can access this on my iPhone. So again, let me go back to this. Think of this as 6 filing cabinets or whatnot. You open up one of the drawers right there, and then here's all these hanging folders. Here's all these hanging folders, and then there you go. Here's some stuff that I bought at Buckle. Okay, here's some stuff that I bought at Buckle to go ahead and, these are just nothing but receipts that I bought from there. So these are nothing but hanging folders inside of that, literally right there. Dunkin' Donuts. Never eat Dunkin' Donuts. It is like crack. It is like crack. So then we have one as filing cabinet. So that is how we, me being in Hawaii, can go ahead and access any single receipt, any single thing that I would need inside of my business. Really, I would go straight there in the filing cabinet to go ahead and get. Homebackers Realty, this is, you actually wouldn't need this inside of yours. You would say that this would go into your all companies one. But any single closing that we go ahead and do in 2012 goes in right there. So you can see all the closing HUDs that we do for our brokerage and all the closing packages right inside that as well. So every single one of them gets stored right inside of these folders. So you probably wouldn't have to have that. We keep all of our profit checks as well. And we do that so that we can go ahead and put that on our websites, and we can kind of brag about them a little bit inside there. So all the closings that we've done in 3 years, honestly, is right inside of the Homebackers Realty folder. And actually, it would be smart for me to move that into the all companies, but that's just how we have it right now. So John Cochran HUDs. Now this is really cool. So to be honest with you, this is not all John Cochran HUDs. That's just what I named it at the very beginning of my investing career, and then I just kind of rolled with that, right? So John Cochran HUDs, whenever you open this up, have you ever kind of been stressed at right around tax time and whatnot? You've been really stressed out, and then you just kind of you do all these deals, or maybe you haven't even done a deal, and then you got to kind of get everything ready for your accountant. Well, this is what makes it really, really easy. So if you click on John Cochran HUDs, you can see the homes that I flipped, and I've actually done this since 2008. This is when I started using Dropbox for this case. So I've been flipping homes actually a lot longer than that. But honestly, I haven't kept my files up since 2008, since we moved to the Dropbox. So that's when I really started getting into the business and starting to go ahead and organizing and running it like it was a business. So if I wanted to see any HUDs that I did from 2008, I just simply click this, and then there's 2 folders inside that say buying and selling. So any buying HUD settlement statement that I did in 2008 would be inside here. Any selling one would be inside of that. And I did that for every single year. So what you can do is you can just open up that folder, and then you can just go ahead and copy and print out you can go ahead and print out every single one of those buying HUDs and selling HUDs for the entire year. and then go ahead and give those to your accountant. That's exactly how you would go ahead and do it, and that's how we do it. And so for like 2012, every single time you have a closing, it goes into one of those. If I just bought a house, that settlement statement goes into the buying folder. If I just sold a house, it goes into that selling folder. So that's exactly how it works. I'm not going to show you guys into any of this because I want to keep this as short, as simple as I possibly can, because that's just this video is getting kind of long as it is. So any HUD or closing that you would go ahead and do, you would want to go ahead and put the settlement statements inside of that. Marketing. Anything that would have to do with marketing, you would want here. So I've got billboards right here that we used to run back in 2007. You can see here. So here's pictures of billboards that we used to run. So this is a billboard that we went ahead and had. So anything that would have to do with marketing would be right inside this. Okay, business cards that we have, a box truck, Craigslist ads that we go ahead and run, Facebook ads, anything that has to do with marketing is right inside this. Okay, anything that has to do with marketing is inside of that. So I know where every single bit of my marketing is. Now I use a lot of mind maps. Everybody that's bought a course off me, that that I use a lot of mind maps. I really don't believe too much in using PowerPoints or anything like that, because I feel that mind maps are easier for me to go ahead and create, and then obviously they're easier for you to go ahead and learn how to go ahead and do all the stuff that I'm teaching you, because they're all off of mind maps, and everybody loves the mind maps that I'm doing, that I've done for people. So these are all of our mind maps that we go ahead and have done inside of our businesses. They all get right there as well. And remember, and I can't open this up right now, but and remember, why we do what we do is, and why we use Dropbox is because if maybe my mom, who's my partner, goes ahead and she puts a mind map in here, I can get it from Hawaii. There's no transferring, anything like that. I can go ahead and get it. It's that simple. And then all I have to go ahead and do is just go ahead and click it, open it up. Like here's our rent-to-own buyer funnel. It all started on a mind map. It all started literally on a mind map. Our funnel did. Okay, and then it would go ahead and open up that mind map, and whether she did it, whether I did it, whether my assistant did it, or any of my realtors did it, it's all right inside of here, and I can access it. I can literally access it. So so that is, well, let me go ahead and shut this down real quick and keep on trucking. So that is the mind mapping. Okay, I do a lot of it. Private lending. Here's all of our private lending docs that we have inside of here. So all of our private lending docs that we use whenever we're getting loans, sample mortgages, all that stuff is right inside of here. So anytime that we go ahead and presentations that we go ahead and do, all that is stored right inside of this, inside the private lending folder. Property folder. Okay, this is pretty interesting. This is every single home that I have flipped. Okay, so check this out. So this is all, you create a folder of all the homes that you've flipped, right? And then inside of, you put the address. You make it very, very uniform, and you put the address as that folder. Then whenever you open up that folder, there's always 4 folders inside this. Take note on this. So every single home that you flip, there's always 4 folders inside this. There's always a buying folder, a management and rehab folder, a pictures folder, and then a selling folder. So if I wanted to go ahead and find out any single home that I flipped, and I want to go ahead and check out any documents that was related to buying that property, there it goes right inside there. If I wanted to go ahead and anytime maybe I rehab the property or whatnot, and anything that would have to do with the management and the rehab would go right straight into that folder. I could go ahead and view all the pictures, the before pictures, the after pictures, all the pictures whenever we go ahead and buy the property, sell the property, whatever, are all inside of this pictures folder. Any document that had to do with selling the property, it goes right inside there. So you're keeping all of your documents, and you're keeping all of your documents so that literally you can access it remotely, and more importantly, you're really organizing your business. And an organized business and an organized mind, guys, you make an embarrassing amount of money whenever you're organized like that. Okay, and I'm getting ready to come out with a systems training on really how I've developed systems inside of my business and how I've organized my business, and that's really when my business exploded. And it started really honestly with Dropbox. So anything, again, that would have to do with buying the property would be right here. anything that would have to do, and this is actually a home that I bought for $18.47. If you haven't bought my HUD course, you probably need to, because I'm telling you, I am crushing it this month alone. Not putting my chest out there or anything, but this month alone we did 14 deals at $135,000 in profit, and it all started. With this house right here. I bought for $18.47. There's a lot of tips and tricks. The hell with it. I'm not trying to pitch it. I mean, hell, I don't need to. It just the business works, and a business works. So the management and the rehab, anything I actually wholesaled this house off. But anything that if I was rehabbing it, would go into there. All the pictures of the homes would go right into here. And then anything that had to do with me selling it, obviously there's a multiple offer sheet. All that stuff that we went ahead and did, and it would all be right there. Okay, so it's all right inside of that. So, so that's what you would do in your property folder. Okay, so it all starts right here, and then you have folders inside of this. Purchase list. If anybody wonders where in the world I put all my lists that I buy, maybe bankruptcy list, expired leads list, foreclosure list from the courthouse, our HUD list that we do every single time we bid on a HUD property, realtor list, anything that has to do with a list is right inside this. Okay, so you can see one of our HUD lists. You can see right inside of here, you can see the HUD list that we go ahead and do every single day. That's where all of our lists are at. Testimonials. Testimonials are big. Every single testimonial that we get is going to be right inside of here. Now, every single time that we have a closing, what we do is we do a video testimonial from the buyer or seller, if not both, every single time we have a closing. And that testimonial goes right inside of here so that I can quickly find any single testimonial in my business. Okay, so that if I need testimonials to put onto a website, or just show anybody, I can very quickly go ahead and do that. Videos. Now, you probably won't have this until you go ahead and I show you how to create video systems. I've done over 1,200 video systems into my business, which is why I'm able to go ahead and go to Hawaii. That's why I'm able to go ahead and live the life of my dreams, is because I have systems running my business rather than me run it. Okay? So that's really the truth of it, and really systems. The video systems kind of allowed me to go ahead and not work inside my business anymore, but work on my business. And I'm going to show you how to do that whenever on my next product that I'm creating. But here's where all my videos are stored. Okay, so what we do is like the video that you are watching right now, it is going to be inside of this folder. So the raw video of it will be right inside of this folder. And then we do some other stuff with the video, which I'm not going to get into. But the raw videos that we go ahead and, like this video right now, will be stored inside of here. So if I ever need to go back and do any type of editing to this video or just have the video, it is stored right into my server at Dropbox. And then also I have a W-9. Anybody that works for me, they're going to go ahead and sign a W-9. And so we have it, at 2009, 11, and 12. And you can see here, every time I need to go ahead and 1099 somebody at the end of the year, then all I got to do is I got to go into this right here and find out how many W-9s that I have for that year. So anytime you collect a W-9 for somebody, maybe contractors, something like that, they would go inside of that folder. And then we also have our own W-9s already filled out, that we have right here. We have our own W-9s that are already filled out right below this, so that I never have to fill these things out again. If anybody needs them, they're just right there. So my assistant doesn't have to say, "Hey John, where's the W-9?" or anything like that. There's a folder for that. There's literally a folder for that. So guys, that is the Dropbox. That is the Dropbox. It is very, very easy to go ahead and use. I highly suggest you go ahead and use the Dropbox into your business. And remember, you want to have it, have these 12 folders. This is what mine has. These 12 folders inside this, I can tell you, it will make your life a lot easier. It'll make it a lot more organized, your business, and it'll make it a lot easier. And you can access everything on the fly. Okay, so you just have to have people stuff everything into your Dropbox, and then whether you're traveling or just maybe not in the office or wherever you're at, you can go ahead and access whatever they put inside there. So, guys, I hope that you really enjoyed this System Saturday video. I had a blast going ahead and doing it for you. I love training you guys on these Saturdays and showing you kind of some tips and tricks and just some tools that we go ahead and use into our business to make your life a lot easier. Let me waste my money in my mind to go ahead and figure this stuff out, and I've wasted plenty of it, and let me save it for you. And that's really what all this is about. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and comment on the video below. I want you to go ahead and shoot a comment on this. What did you think about this? And go ahead and sign up for Dropbox. I highly, highly suggest it. So, guys, I'm out. I hope you enjoyed this System Saturday. I'm hitting the beach. See you guys.